take care of you.
Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. I'm back again. Let's see if we can get it done this time. I am committed to making this happen. Come on, y'all. Pray with me. We got to make this happen, y'all. Ryan, is that your eyeball? You know, it's crazy. It's 3:15. It takes 15 minutes for us to get the live to work. That is so crazy. But we going to make it work. Shay, this time when you do it, it's going to work. Just hit the add button now and try it now. I switched phones. Let's see if it worked better from my iPhone than it did from my Android. You hit the button, Shay? Hold on. I wonder why not, because it say not viewers. Hold on. I know, Ryan. I'm determination. We gonna get this. See, I just added you, Shay. Bam! We in. Look at God. Won't he?
We did it. We did it.
Won't he do it?
Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm really excited now.
Ah, whew. See, Ryan, we got it done. You can't give up. Praise Jesus.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for being so patient.
Oh man, thank you. I mean, it was just like, oh, I was like, this got to work.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Oh, well, we here now. So, all right. Hey, girl, how are you?
Hey, I am wonderful. How are you?
Wonderful. So, hey, y'all, this is Adrienne, your PR Diva. Hey, Catherine, how are you? We are checking in today live with Mrs. Shay Ross of Made for Greatness Management. And we have shown y'all, if you have been with us for the last 15 minutes, how we make greatness happen over here.
Indeed, indeed. Indeed.
So introduce yourself to the people. Tell us a little bit about you before we get into the questions.
Absolutely. My name is Shay Ross. Actually, I'm recently a Ross, recently married. I'm a
Congratulations.
mother. Thank you. Thank you. A mother of 5.
Nice.
Also part owner of Made for Greatness Management, along with partner of Inform Magazine and head marketing for Inform Magazine as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we are so glad to have you here. We are so excited because, you know, it's like the journey was not ours.
At all, but we did that. We did that. We did that.
So tell us, so you have some clients listed, so you're in management. So tell us about some of the clients that you have under the Made for Greatness management title.
Absolutely. So first, let me start by telling you how I ended up in management.
Okay.
I have a daughter who at the time was 10 years old and came to me saying that she wanted to be a music artist. Unfamiliar with the industry, I was eager to learn for her protection.
Mm-hmm.
So quite naturally, momager is what I became.
Right.
Okay. So it started with her, and her name is Taylor Monet. She's a rap artist and an actress.
Okay.
Then I also have another daughter who is a red carpet host, keynote speaker, actress, songwriter, and singer.
You better say it.
Yes. And then I have my husband, who is an independent A&R. And we actually own Made for Greatness Management together.
Okay.
And then I also have All-American linebacker Rennie Curran, who is a former UGA player and also played for the Tennessee Titans. So I also have him, and he's actually a keynote speaker and an author. He recently wrote a children's book titled "What Does It Take to Be a Star" with his daughter, which was awesome.
Nice.
And another book titled "Free Agent." Yes. And we're actually in the process of taking some new clients on. So we're just trying to grow, expand, and be made for greatness.
I know that's right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it says that you have a specialization in party planning. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Party planning, I love doing it.
I'm just trying to, I'm listening to you.
Party planning, I love actually doing it. It's just something about putting an event together. Believe it or not, I did my own wedding. I know, sounds crazy.
Nice.
But I did, okay? Balling on a budget, but we made it happen.
Right.
And it looks like it,
right.
cost a whole lot of money. But it's just something about event planning. Taking someone's idea or their vision and making it come to life is what I really enjoy the most. And I'm a people person.
Okay.
So I love people. So with party comes people and having a good time. So I really think that's probably why.
Okay. Well, awesome. So this sexy and sophisticated ultimate white party.
Yes.
I know that's right.
Get your tickets because it's going down August 4th.
Okay.
At the Dollhouse. The tickets can be purchased on Eventbrite. It's going to be a great time. We've got people coming from Chicago, from Detroit. We've got DJs coming from everywhere. It's going to be a party inside and outside. If anybody that is watching this right now has ever partied with me, they already know it's going down.
And this is here in Atlanta.
This is here in Atlanta, and it's Brana Brothers Hair Weekend.
Okay.
So it's going to be awesome.
Okay. Now, you already mentioned a little bit about how you got your start in the industry, you know, managing your daughter and being a momager. Yes. But is this what you really wanted to be when you grew up?
It is not. I started doing sales and real estate when I was 19 years old.
Okay.
At the age of 20, I was making six figures.
Nice.
So this is, it's new for me, but I enjoy it. And I think that anything God places into my life and I learn it as inside and out as I have, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's still an aspect of sales in a sense, because I'm still having to sell my clients on what they actually do. So yeah, I never saw it. Believe it or not, I actually went to college to become a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really ended up all over the place, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now you have a request for the link for the white party. So if you type that in there, somebody know.
Absolutely. Buy those tickets. No problem. No problem.
And then, you know, like after you finish that, tell us a little bit about the magazine too. I know you mentioned that you were head of marketing for Inform Magazine. So let's share a little bit about that too.
So again, I'm a people person, and I had the pleasure of meeting founder of Inform Magazine, Mr. Ryan Milton, about maybe 2-3 years ago. Okay. And we were actually at a radio interview for my daughter, Taylor Monet, and it was just conversation. We did business together in between, but I guess him seeing how I worked and me kind of wanting to help him, we partnered.
Okay.
So I'm currently revamping. The magazine has actually been out since 2013. It's a phenomenal magazine. We're just making some transitions because we want to expand in so many areas that I can't talk about, but we're looking to do some great things. I know.
We're going to get a spill some of the tea before this is over.
Part two. Okay. So we're doing some revamping, some restructuring. We're looking to actually do some great covers very soon. Some people that you guys know.
Okay.
So yes, follow the page.
Me? You shouldn't have.
Yes. Oh, that would be great. Let me write that down. Yes. So yeah, definitely follow the page. Visit our website. The parent company is NOLA Premier Media.
Okay.
So the magazine is not the only thing that we have. We do everything from hosting, red carpet, photography, videography, you name it, across the board. We're doing it.
Nice. Now, Bryson said, are you accepting new clients?
Bryson, at this present time, we are actually not taking on anything new. Anyone that we have on the books to be added, we've already been in conversation about. Reason being, we've got a lot on our plate. I'm filming for a reality show. That alone is gonna open up a whole lot of doors.
I was going to say, we were going to get to the reality show. We coming.
Yeah.
We getting there.
But Bryson, we can definitely be in conversation once we reopen that.
Okay. So you've already opened the door. So what is this reality television show you're talking about?
Well, it is myself and some fabulous ladies, I must say.
Okay.
And the one thing that we have in common is that we are all momagers.
Okay.
We have some very talented children. I can't really go into the details as far as the show. You guys have to wait. We've got some trailers coming out very soon.
Okay.
But I'm very, very, very excited. So yeah.
Now, is this an independent project that you were looking to get sourced to some networks, or is this from a network?
I can't talk about it.
We gonna find out, y'all.
I can't talk about it. But what I can tell you is that you guys brace yourselves, put your seatbelts on. A lot of different scenarios coming from a lot of different directions. So brace yourselves.
Okay. Okay. Now, what made you want to do reality television?
Actually, I was approached with it to be a part of the cast. It is actually powered by Bright Star Talent Management, Lynn Boyer. So you guys be sure to follow her as well. She's phenomenal.
Type that down there too.
Actually, yeah, she actually was the talent agent for my children.
Okay.
And they featured in a few movies through Bright Star. So that's how it all came about.
Okay. Because, you know, I had someone approach me about doing reality television from the publicist perspective. And, you know, at first I was like, yes, I want to do, yes. But then I was like, well, whoa, there's some people out there that you might not want to be able to talk about you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even that. The one thing that you have to keep in mind is that you are now opening up your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we are opening up our life. All right. And it's children involved.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key thing with this. And when I say it's hard work, it's hard work.
Okay.
Very hard work. I'm talking, we've had 12-hour days of filming. So it is very strenuous.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to think about going into reality television or had aspirations to do reality television, what would you tell them or advise them?
The one thing that I would do is I would tell them to, number one, have some tough skin. Because once that show airs, here come your critics. Here come people feeling that you're not deserving of the spot. Okay? You've got to have very tough skin. Okay. But never, 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 never downplay who you are in the midst of trying to be on TV. Continue to be who you are.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So is that something that you would tell your younger self? Because one of the questions was, what would you say to your younger self that would help you get here? Or, you know, even if it was something else that you felt like you didn't know that you should have been told.
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, I thank God every day for my oldest daughter. And I say this wholeheartedly. I had my oldest daughter when I was 18. Okay. My younger self probably would not be in this position. And I'm being honest. Okay. God has a way of taming you. Settle down. Okay? Right. And that was me. That was me. So I'm very grateful.
That's wonderful. Have you told her that? Because I'm sure she probably hold that all over your head.
All over my head, okay? All over my head.
So for people who are looking to follow your footsteps, even though you got your footsteps all over the place, but people who are looking to follow in your footsteps, and I know on here you also mentioned having tough skin, but what do you tell people, even if it were from someone asking you to mentor them perspective? What
I get it all the time. I do. I mean, and you know what's so crazy is that in this industry, you will find that there are not a lot of people that are willing to simply help you. Everybody feels like you're trying to take their spot or you're doing what I do. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all may be going down the same lane as far as what we do, but that doesn't mean we're going to eventually have some form of a detour to create our own destiny.
Right.
And I am so open when it comes to people in this industry. I don't mind helping anyone.
Nice.
And it's just who I am. I can't speak for everyone else, but it's just who I am. Just be willing to help people. People are going to make mistakes, and when you see that they're making mistakes, or you know can share some knowledge, those are the things that I love doing.
I know that's right. That's wonderful. Now, have you done all the things that you want to do?
Honey, nowhere close. We're just getting started.
I know that's right.
Started. Yes,
I know that's
just
right.
getting started.
So are there things in the pipeline other than, I know, like reality television, the show, and, you know, like, but like, do you have big, and other than this sophisticated and sexy white party?
There are a lot of things that I have in the works. I'm big on having wealth. It's not about having money. It's about having wealth.
Y'all heard that?
And I'm talking long money that I can pass to my children. And those are the type of things that I'm trying to put into play. So there are some things underway that myself and my husband collectively work on together. And it's just one day at a time.
That's true. That's true. So when it comes to working with your husband, how is that? Do you all bounce ideas off of one another? You know, because I didn't say anything about it, but I saw on here that he said you the boss. So, so how does that work?
You know what? Believe it or not, we do absolutely well together in business. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, you in business with your husband? Yeah. I mean, actually, that's how we met, believe it or not, was through business. And we kind of put what our lanes would be from the start. He gathers, I handle. And we stuck to that.
Okay.
And that's just how we roll. He gathers, I handle it. And we do not bump heads.
Okay. Very nice. So what are some taboo things? I mean, because in essence, when you think about it, working with your spouse to some people is taboo. I could care less. If it works, and it works for you, because I work with my husband as well. So, you know, whatever. But, you know, what is something else in the taboo, or that you feel is taboo in the entertainment industry?
You know what? I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Well, let me remind you.
Okay, I'm ready.
So your answer was, and it was real cool because being from Baltimore, we live by the street code as well. And so her answer was, you know, I come from a street code and I watch people break a lot of those things that would not be tolerated. So, you know, you can speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I watch people in this industry break all kind of codes that in my day, it wasn't tolerated. You know what I mean? And I hate to be street, but it is what it is.
Right.
There are just certain things that you would not do. I've seen so many people stab people in the back in this industry and just feel like it's okay and be shady to the fullest. And there are just some things you don't do, especially when it comes to people that are near and dear to you and considered family. So, yeah, some things you don't do. You just don't.
And that is also a great segue to the myth about the entertainment industry. And I know that you mentioned on here, it is crazy that it feels like everyone does drugs or that they eventually will. And I think that a lot of that comes from how it's been made so mainstream, talking about drug use and making songs about. I'm looking at some of these songs now and I'm like, dang, I remember a time when we couldn't even curse in music, and now y'all just
yeah, I recently posted a video, and you may have seen this video.
Okay.
And 2 Live Crew was on Donahue.
And I didn't see it. I'm gonna go look for it though.
Yeah, 2 Live Crew was on Donahue, and the girls came out in their skimpy outfits, and they were dancing, and the people in the audience were like,
"What is this?"
Really? Yeah. And it's like, now, I mean, the world is wide open when it comes to our youth. However, just because it's wide open does not mean because my child is in the music industry, she's going to be a drug addict.
Right.
It starts at home. And the one thing that I can honestly say that me and my husband stick by is that we don't sugarcoat anything when it comes to this industry with our kids. Right. I'd rather they ask me than to ask someone in this industry. Because unfortunately, yes, they are around certain things that the average 15 or 17-year-old may not see. So you want to make sure that you're educating them to the fullest so that they don't turn into drug heads.
Right. That is so true. So it made me think of an interesting question because, you know, unfortunately, the rapper XXXTentacion was killed the other day. I'm not laughing at him being killed, just laughing at my messing up his name. But my 15-year-old son is a fan of his music. But then there was a lot of feedback and a lot of flack all across social media because of the past undertakings and the things that he did in terms of being abusive. Just, you know, like the negative things that was in his music or the drug use, like you said. So when you have a situation like that with your children, if your children are a fan of someone who may have a lyric past, like how do you deal with that, or what do you say to
them? Believe it or not, Taylor was a fan of his music. Okay. And quite naturally, I mean, I had never heard of him. I never listened to his music, and I took the time to do so. But I also took the time to kind of read about his past. Okay. And it started with him seeing his mom abused. Okay. And it was just kind of a domino effect. And honestly, in listening to a lot of the lyrics and watching a lot of the videos that he was in a dark place. But that doesn't mean that we can't forgive. And unfortunately, he was at a point where he was trying to transition and seek forgiveness for all of the things that people were trying to hold him accountable for.
Right.
No one deserves to lose their life at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he was just in a very dark place. And the one thing that I expressed to my children, because suicide is so heavy now, is if something is bothering you, come and talk to me. I always make an effort to hold conversations with my girls. I have 4 girls and 1 boy.
Oh, wow.
So I try to hold those conversations at all times to where things, and I can read my kids, of course. Any mother can read her children.
Right.
But you just want to make sure that you leave that door open. But for what I grabbed, he was in a dark place.
Yeah.
He was in a very dark place, from his upbringing to being in this industry to always being criticized, again, that tough skin. And he was just tired.
And I think that's a very great point for everybody to take away, is that you have to have tough skin in this industry, because people will try at every turn to bring you down or pull you down to where they are, and you just have to be able to maintain and forge forward. What is is there one piece of advice that you are consistently, drilling home, whether it be to your clients, your children? Like, is there a statement or a quote or something that speaks to how you feel?
The one thing that I always stand by, and it's nothing greater, is to keep God first in anything that you do. Anything that you feel like you want to do, anything that you may be going through, take it to him first. Seek answer and then proceed.
Amen.
I live by
it. I know that's right. So where do you go from here? I know that we've already talked about, or we didn't talk about the things you said you can't tell with us, but, where do you go? Like, where do you see, if we were sitting here having a conversation 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Successful.
Okay.
Living my best life. Not even 50 yet, just having a great time and continuing to build maybe 2 or 3 different companies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just continuing to build 1 year at a time, 1 year at a time.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, is there anything else that you want to share with our watchers? Anything else that you feel is on your heart that I may not have asked that you want to share?
No, I just want to definitely thank all the watchers for being so patient and definitely chiming in. I hope that there is something that I may have said out of experience that you can use. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
It was definitely a pleasure because you didn't have to do it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And make sure you type in the link for the white party.
For the white party?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Before we yeah, so you make sure anybody that wants to go, and then also share with everyone how to reach you, how to connect with you. Bryson, I know he said he wants to wait, that's a she. I apologize. Oh, am I saying it right? Bryson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I apologize. But she want to continue the conversation with you. So, tell everybody how to connect with you.
Absolutely. So on Instagram, my name is Miss, that's MS Shay, SHAYJ. And Facebook, it is Shay Ross. So actually, if you just click on my name from here, it'll take you directly to my page, and I will be delighted to follow back.
Now, I just thought about one question before I let you go. When people are approaching you, or if there was somebody that wanted to work with you, tell people how they should make that connection. How do you start the networking process with someone who you want to mentor you?
Absolutely. So from a music perspective, the one thing that I always ask clients, because people get misconstrued as far as what management is, all right? Sometimes they think we're the money bag and we're supposed to carry them along the way and open the doors, and that's not it. Okay. All right. Our position is to basically consult with others that can possibly get you to another level and just help continue expand your brand or you as an entertainer. So I always like to, from a music standpoint, let me hear what you have. Mm-hmm. Let me get an idea of where you're trying to go. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you've done? Because at the end of the day, yeah, you may have management, but you're the one that has to put in the legwork. Right. So are you a hard worker? Right. Okay. And I mean, I've even had some instances where we've had to kind of build, okay, individuals, but those are really key things across the board. You want to understand, is that person's mindset the same as yours? Are we on the same path? And are you going to listen to any advice that I may have? Because we can always agree to disagree sometimes in management. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And my position is not to say, do this. That's not right. It. Just allow me to kind of guide you. That's all.
I know that's right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much.
And I know you asked me what was the best way to connect with me. I always ask that people email me. Okay. And my email is bookthemfg, like made for greatness, @gmail.com. So bookthemfg@gmail.com.
Y'all got that? bookthemfg@gmail.com. Well, thank you so much again. I appreciate you. Everybody that's watching, this video will be up on the IPY Agency YouTube page. We will put a portion of it on Instagram. And then, of course, it will be here forever, living on Facebook land. So we do appreciate you. And thank you so, so, so much. And I holla.